With the arrival of my new M3 CS and having ordered it in the BMW Individual Frozen Solid White Paint, I had to make sure that the car was protected. I mentioned this in my CS delivery day video, but before I even picked up the car from BMW Seattle, I drove it down the street to Prestige Auto Salon to get PPF and tint done. This is the behind the scenes look at exactly that. So join me as I speak with the owner of Prestige and then watch him do the install itself while I ask him random questions. What's up, Jack? Where exactly are we?
We're at Prestige Auto Salon.
Prestige Auto Salon, and this is your baby, right?
Yes.
How long have you actually been running the show here? How long have you actually existed?
We got this new location about 4 years ago. Been in business a little over a decade and love every minute of it.
Okay, so you've been doing this for a hot minute then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Quite some time.
Okay. What kind of cars do we see coming in on the weekly, let's say?
We tend to do a lot of German cars.
Okay.
A lot of Porsches, BMWs, Audis, Mercedes. You get Ferraris and Lamborghinis as well, things like that.
Some Rolls Royce?
Rolls Royce.
Bring it back to BMW?
Yep, back to BMW.
Okay. Today,
yes,
we're going to be doing my G80 M3 CS, yes?
Something we've been looking forward to for a while.
Yes, let's go. So I just picked it up from Seattle, literally drove it down, and it's like really close by BMW Seattle.
2-3 blocks away.
2-3 blocks, which is great because I wanted to be protected, and we had talked about it, and today is the day.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna get it PPF'd with, what's the brand we're gonna use?
It's S-Tech.
S-Tech, okay. And this is good stuff?
It's my favorite film.
Okay.
I mean, self-healing in the film's great. Ceramic coating infused in the film's awesome. 10-year warranty against any yellowing. Best thing for any rock chips, scratches, impacts, maintenance, and...
Well, hopefully none of that happens.
Yes.
But just in case, it's nice to have that peace of mind.
Yeah.
But what if something does happen?
I mean, stuff happens,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just being out on the road and parking wherever you can. Someone likes to park close to you, put their door into it, shopping carts, whatever it is. When we had it happen all the time, cars come in, we pull the old film off, put new film back on, you're done same day versus, okay, now I need to blend the quarter panel, redo the bumper, hit the trunk. I'm out of my car for 2 months and film's off, film's back on in a day, you hit the road again.
Nice. Yeah, definitely like a
yeah.
car people can breathe.
Yeah.
Like my baby is out in the physical world and now I don't have to stress too much about, I mean, and let's be honest, it never really truly goes away.
No.
But there's definitely a layer of like safety.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the peace of mind.
Guaranteed?
Yes.
What does that look like?
So it's a 10-year warranty with the film. I mean, if there's any workmanship stuff, we take care of it. If you're not happy with something, we take care of it. Doesn't really ever happen, but we stand behind our work. We make sure you're happy.
Dig it. That's what I like to hear. I think that's what everybody likes to hear.
Yeah, right.
No, that's pretty awesome. I mean, to trust in the product and to trust in the install process and the way you go about doing it makes a world of difference.
Yeah.
Because there's the right way and then there's many incorrect ways to do it.
Definitely.
I dig it.
And we love what we do here, so that makes it fun.
Everything I've heard about you is that you work out of passion for cars.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't think you'd be able to stick around for as long as you have.
No. That's my dad's fault.
Yeah.
Growing up with him in cars, going to car shows, being around it all the time, and it's just been a passion of mine since I was a kid. So
he's the one that's he's guilty. He's the guilty one.
He's here every day now.
So you're gonna pull the car in?
Yes.
And then we'll just go into one of these bays?
Get it all prepped up, get it going, and get some film on it.
Dig it. Awesome. Shall we get started?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. Yes, that is an M4 CSL on the left. Let me know if you want me to do a comparison between the CS and the CSL. As Jack pulls the CS into one of the bays, they need to prep the car by doing a full wash and decontamination spray down to remove any iron deposits that may have settled on the car during transport. They wipe it all down so it's dry and have on hand multiple types of sprays depending on what they're doing, but more on that later. Aside from PPF, we're also getting ceramic tint installed all around, except on the windshield. I like to keep that clear. So Jack, what exactly is happening right now? What is this?
So this is the piece for the hood. We use this glass just to transfer the film. Some people use tables and things, but it's much cleaner having it up on the wall, a lot better access, and it's not laying flat, so if there's any dust or anything floating around, it doesn't land directly on the film. And you'll see, like, when we put bumpers and things up, it's much easier pulling it off on the glass and then transferring it straight to the car.
They work with a lot of lubrication and special squeegees that don't damage the surface to work out any sub-level liquid and also get any air particles that may be trapped under the film. I'm gonna go ahead and say that these guys probably have some of the most moisturized hands in the industry. Focusing on the hood now, I'm curious to know where they even start with such a large single piece of film.
So we're just getting a starting tack point on this. And since we're doing the hood in a bulk sheet, you've got to have somewhere where the film's latched onto so you can stretch out the excess. You don't want to end up with all these fingers, all these things on it. So you'll see when we pull this out, it has a spot to grab onto. So we'll give this a stretch here. And then in these bottles, it's rubbing alcohol and water.
Do you guys do a lot of frozen paints here?
We do. We get a lot. I mean, with the frozen paint, you want to protect it for sure, because you can't really polish it or do anything like that. Any scratches happen, not much you can do about it. So making sure they're protected is a big part of it.
And what kind of liquid are you guys using right now?
So in the keg is baby soap and water right there. And then in these is rubbing alcohol and water. It flushes out the soap and allows it to stick down. And the baby soap gives you the ability to kind of mix stuff around and it doesn't stick immediately.
How long does it usually take to do a whole car, like top to bottom?
There's a few different ways of doing it. It could be anywhere from like 2 days to a week. You can do some more custom installs, removal of panels and handles and mirrors and badging, all that. You can also just cut it out straight in a kit. Makes it a little bit easier. You'll see more seams and lines, but typically full body. People want like handles removed so you're not seeing lines or seams and edges, and it takes a little more time that way. You're hand trimming a lot more.
The speed and precision they have cutting through the film is impressive. Still nervous though.
So how much excess do you leave when you trim?
Certain sections you're maybe like half an inch, sometimes it's about a quarter inch. You want just enough to wrap around the edges. This being a carbon fiber hood, it's a little different. You don't have like those welding lines around other hoods you normally do, so you can actually tuck a little bit more around it, get more of it to grab on versus that little like quarter inch you have on the others.
So carbon fiber for the win?
Yes, absolutely.
Checking in on the tint process, the rear seems to be coming along nicely.
So tell me a little bit about the PPF that you guys actually use here at Prestige.
So we use S-Tech. It's a 10-year warranty film. All the film has a ceramic coating infused in it, and then it's self-healing as well. They make all different kinds of like shades of it. This is the matte film they have, so of course going on a frozen finish BMW paint, you don't want to do gloss. But you can put this on like a gloss car. It'll take whatever color the car is, gives it a satin kind of matte finish. But overall, it's just best protection for any vehicle and scratches, rock chips, any impacts and things. And
nice. And what does it look like? Let's say 5 years down the line, I want to take it out for some reason. What does that look like?
Well, I mean, stuff like that does happen. You have a panel, whatever, if it was like your fender, rear bumper, someone scrubs it in a parking lot. You can pull the film off, use some heat, saves the paint underneath. Don't need to repaint the like fender, blend the doors, bumper, all that. Pull the film off, replace it, good to go. And so as long as you get some heat on it, it likes to come off pretty well.
Nice.
The self-healing aspect wasn't something I expected, but I'm really happy it's a thing that actually exists.
So Jack, these cutouts that you got going on, like, do they come pre-cut or do they come in sheets? Because it looked like it was just a massive sheet that you actually have to like cut yourself.
So
but is it like
we get it in big rolls of film, and we have a plotter upstairs and software that has like any and every car that you want. You go through, choose the panels that you want on it. You can sit in the software, edit corners, remove things like the side markers, remove the sensors and things. So when you go, we'll hand trim all that out so it's as close as possible to it. And like when you're doing full cars, you can totally remove where the handle cutout section is and remove as many seams and edges as possible.
It became obvious that leaving enough film to be able to tuck and hide was important.
Okay, I see. So essentially you leave excess and now you're gonna tuck it?
Yep, so you don't have a edge on here, so where any dirt or anything can collect. Just hides the film as much as possible. You want to know it's there, but you don't want to see it.
Okay, now we have the heat gun out. What is that?
So before we move on to the next panel, we like to go ahead and seal this. I take the towel. Sometimes there's water stuck behind the edge of the film and it looks like it's all sealed down, but once you run the towel over it, you pull that moisture and you realize, oh, that's still sitting up. And so you come back, heat gun, make sure it's dried out and seal all those edges down. And then there's less of a chance of any contaminants because we're still going to be spraying stuff, squeegeeing new pieces off, and we don't want anything getting underneath the film before it even leaves. So
love it.
Make sure it's all sealed properly. Yeah. This film's also sitting up on that edge. Come in, a little bit of heat, start sealing that down.
Once a section was done, they air dried the area to do a visual inspection. Another section of the car, another piece of film. Notice the laser cutouts. Side note, Jack and really everyone at Prestige treated me extremely well, and I'm really, really grateful for the access that they gave me. I don't think anyone particularly enjoys having a camera in their face as they're trying to do their job, so big thanks to everyone at Prestige for being cool with me.
So this is the front.
Yes.
Looks like it's going on in 2 pieces, is that right?
Yeah, there'll be a couple pieces for the front.
Checking back in on the tint process, the rear looks to be done. Now focusing on the rear passenger glass.
What is actually acting as the adhesive between the film and the car body itself? Because it's not the liquid that you're obviously spraying.
Yeah, just so with the liquid, if you didn't have that, like you couldn't, it's like with vinyl, you dry apply that stuff, it's got air release channels that pushes the air out behind it. Mm-hmm. This, just the whole backside's adhesive, so you need that soapy water to get that so you can slide it around, get it into position, and then once you hit it with the rubbing alcohol water mixture, it clears the soap out so it sticks down. You can get it to stick with just the soapy water, but edges, corners, things like that where you want it to really tack onto, you gotta flush it out a little more.
Speaking of curing time, what are we looking at exactly?
It depends on the weather too. I mean, on a hot summer day, like sometimes there's a little bit of moisture left behind, things like that. That'll cure out if there's no air or anything. Typically it's a couple days. We like to give them about a week or so after it's done. Then it's fully cured out and go back over, make sure everything's how it should be. And yeah, heat makes a big difference.
Nice. So what are we doing right now?
Where there's a little bit of air, you can see it. White's same thing, it's pretty tough because like you can't really see the moisture behind it. And then once it's fully cured out, if there is air, you'll see it a lot better. But we're going around and hitting the spots we know have some air in them.
It goes without saying, but I'll say it anyways. For my peace of mind, all the carbon fiber aero elements and the headlights get PPF. And now to showcase how the real work is done.
What am I spraying?
The lower carbon.
Lower carbon. Good?
Yes. There was too much tack on it, so it's not gonna.
I'm instantly going to say that I basically wrapped the whole car myself just for those 4 seconds. 4 seconds of work? Yeah, this is me, I did this. Are we doing the mirror right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Mirrors are best to do custom too, just to get the best coverage. Especially if they're carbon fiber, you don't want to see any seams or lines. We'll just trim it out by hand after.
And with that, I believe enough context and learnings have been shared on what it's like to get your car tinted and PPF by professionals. A massive thank you to Jack and the crew at Prestige Auto Salon for granting me all the access and for taking the time to talk through and explain some of the more interesting bits that go into an install. I'll be providing updates on the PPF during my hands-on overview video of the CS during its break-in period, so be sure to stay tuned for that. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and ask me questions in the comments below. Thanks for watching again. I'll see you in the next one.